What's up everyone, and welcome to my modded creature spotlight for the EVO Mosasaurus, added by Paleo ARK Evolution Dangerous Depths by Up From the Depths. So let's start by talking about spawn locations. To begin with, this creature is a Mosasaurus TLC and actually just replaces the vanilla Mosasaurus entirely. So you'll be able to find these anywhere in normal Mosa spawns, but just briefly, you'll be able to find them on the oceans of the island, the oceans of the center, and the Oceans of Astraeos, which is just released. Moving on to what you actually need to tame the EVO Mosasaur. So you tame it the same way as Vanilla Mosasaur, which is just a trank tame. So I've got an Ascendant Harpoon Thrower and an Ascendant Crossbow. Both of these can be assigned trank harpoons or trank arrows. And then I've also got a scuba suit because this is a underwater tame. So we'll just go ahead and equip those, and I'll just wait to do the goggles until we're there. Until we're underwater, rather. So let's go ahead and grab the ammo that we'll need. So I'll just grab 300 of each, and that should be plenty. And then as far as food to give it once we get it knocked out, so we're going to give it exceptional kibble. This is the lowest tier of kibble it can take, so if you got extraordinary, we can do that, and there's a dilo. I think the only other thing that you may want to consider grabbing is... why did I put the flippers on? It's fine. The only other thing you may want to consider grabbing is an aquatic tame. We're going to try this on an ichthyosaur because why not? And let me go ahead and throw these on. Throw the goggles on. So yeah, let's see how much trouble we can get into. We'll be back once we find an EVO Mosasaur. Alright, so we did manage to find one. We're just off the coast of Carnivore Island, which is what this is. So you can see it is a very menacing shadow in the deep. Let me just make sure. Okay. I thought that was a shark coming for me. Yeah, so it's really only one thing to do. We have to start plinking it with trank arrows. Actually, I may even try the... Hold up, can I use... Oh, I can use weapons off the back of ichthyes. Amazing. Alright, can I aim? Ooh, okay. Cool. Oh my gosh. So, one thing to note, they're a little bit more agile than a normal Mosa. And the other thing, which I'll show, is if we come all the way up to the surface, if he'll keep following me. Let's see, is that gonna hit? Oh, yeah, sweet. Oh, he's aggroed off something. Alright, so these are hitting. Alright, let's see if we'll get him to the tip top. And you'll see that they do not have the same depth restraint. Ooh, hit the wall. They don't have the same depth restraint as the normal Mosas. That is terrifying. And you do have to be a little careful as well because they are gonna pick you up. Am I not using... Alright. Weird. Okay. I think my single player is all kind of jacked up. I'm not using ammo. I had a GCM at one point. Oh my god, at the sharks. I had a GCM to get some of the... Oh, shit. Get some of the items, and looks like maybe something messed up between some of the reloads I did, because I'm now not using ammo, which is great. I was hoping to get a good feel for how much ammo this was going to use. Alright. Alright, let's just kind of kite him around a little bit. So, I mean, yeah. Oh my gosh. What's hitting me now? Oh my god, fucking mantas, of course. Let's see, and we're not even anywhere near. We're so... We only hit... Oh my gosh, oh, I think it... Oh shit. Alright, well let's get to work tranking this thing because we've got a long way to go. Oh, alright, and it's out. And, I mean, that's a pretty I like that. That feels... Oh, we're right next to the world border. Um, I think I'm probably going to recommend doing this in a trap. We've... Actually pretty far. So we're here. I think we started tracking it somewhere around here. So, yeah, we'll probably would recommend doing a trap, but I think we should be good to just go ahead and throw the kibble line. Doesn't look like anything spawned nearby. And, yeah, so let's go ahead and let this thing tame up. Oh, actually, one thing to note, I guess, I didn't mention it, you will need narcotics, so this is very much just like the vanilla Mosa. Oh, shit. Okay, that scared me. Oh, gosh. Okay, 5, so it's going to take about 20 kibble. And the 80 level up, of course. Yeah, make sure you bring lots of narcotics, too. I'm going to have to go get some, by which I mean spawn some in, in order to finish taming this. Alright, well, we'll cut back whenever we actually have it tamed, though. Alright, and it's up. So, yeah, that's really it. Let's go get this saddled up, and we'll start talking about attacks and abilities. So one thing I do want to touch on is just briefly provide an overview of the visual differences between the EVO Mosa and the Vanilla Mosa. I'm using Dino Depot so you don't have to deal with any of the water effects, but here they are side by side. I mean, the EVO Mosa is just so much more beautiful. I mean, I just love it so much more. It's much more reptilian looking as opposed to the kind of weird fishy look that the Vanilla Mosa has. So I think it's definitely got the love it needed with this new TLC. Additionally, if you have Paleo ARK Ascension installed, which is just a separate mod which adds some kind of pattern differentiation on some other vanilla creatures, but if you have both of these mods installed, you get a Paleo Mosasaurus, which is just a visual variant of the EVO Mosa. Alright, we've got our Mosasaur tamed. He's hanging out menacingly right over there. Let's get it saddled so we can go ahead and start talking about attacks and abilities. So if I go into the Ingram's list and type Mosa, you can see our EVO Mosasaur saddle unlocks at level 78. It's going to be crafted in the smithy and costs 140 cementing paste, 800 hide, 100 silica pearls, 600 fiber, and 400 metal agates. The one thing I do want to note is this does completely replace the vanilla Mosasaur saddle. This is a TLC after all, so you actually won't be able to craft or find a normal Mosasaur saddle. All the drops and stuff have been overridden to only give you this EVO Mosasaur. So with that, let's go ahead and grab our saddle and get our Mosasaur mounted. So let's throw him on there. So if we go ahead and mount, the one thing I do want to note, just like all mods have been doing lately, we do have the controls on the right side of the screen. So that is a great bonus. Now, talking about abilities first, the first thing you'll notice is we do have a visible buff called Oceanic Apex. And when I go in here, I'm just going to go ahead and pump melee. If I go into buffs, you can see that Oceanic Apex reduces our aggro radius, which should help in keeping some of the more annoying creatures off of us when we're in the ocean, making it not as much of a clusterfuck as it is. So that's great. And yeah, actually we just accidentally did that. So the other ability is we can actually go on land, which is terrifying. And we are able to kind of do this lunging bite. We just got to try to bite. The only thing to note is that when you're traversing land, you do get a debuff called Crush Syndrome, which says, "Get me back underwater, damn it." And the effect of that is our torpor is rapidly rising. So the longer we stay on land, the more our torpor is going to rise. So definitely wouldn't try to walk it anywhere too far from the water, but it's good to know that you are at least able to traverse some of the terrestrial areas. Okay, we're back in the ocean. You can see that our torpor is draining and we're not suffering crush syndrome anymore. So, and it's Mosasaur torpor, so it drains actually pretty quick. So that's actually really good. You'll actually notice that there's a little informational tip kind of right above the hotbar. Not really sure what the best term for it would be, but we'll go with tip. It says we're surface swimming, so we can't actually go down right now. We just kind of will just keep skimming the surface as long as we need to. And that's, I mean, good in my book. If we do want to submerge, then we just have to press the C key. So if I press C, you can see that changes us down to free swimming, and we're now able to just kind of basically swim like normal. And of course, the ocean is very foggy. I don't want to turn off fog just because it makes it look. I just don't like the look of it, but I do wish there's a way to do something under here. The other thing that's worth showing, so we're able to kind of go back into surface swimming by just kind of going to the top. When we're here, we are actually able to breach with spacebar. So if I press space, we do this awesome free willy jump, and it puts us straight into free swimming. I don't know if it does any damage. Let's see if we can find something to damage with it. Let's see. So go back to surface swimming. There are some sharks over here. Yeah, let's see. Okay. Oh, and they're at the surface. So if I... Oh, I missed. Okay. Let's see. Hold up. I'm going to do this. I'm committed now. All right. Let's see. Can I... Oh. Okay. I think I bounced off one. So no. Doesn't look like it does any damage. But these sharks are actually pretty good because I can show off the first attack, which is our bite. So this is done via left click. It does a lot of damage. So you can see, I mean, we just leveled up. The other thing we can do as well is right click. So right click is a tail swipe, and it does a pretty good knockback and hits everything that's behind us. So let's see. So let me bite this, and then we'll ping him away. It knocks him back so far. Oh, it's so funny. The other thing that we can do with left click, so let me try and get a better angle. So if we hold left click when we try to attack something, you can see that we actually grab it in our mouth. And that was, I mean, that's a megalodon, so that's a pretty decently sized thing. And we can keep mashing left click to deal damage to it. And pretty good damage, it looked like. Let me see, can I grab this? I think it's too close to the surface. So I did notice this. If you grab an aquatic creature, because I did want to see if you could just like drown them. You can see it drops them once we get a little too close. So let me see if I can grab this guy again. Sweet. Okay. Oh, I think I glitched it too close. I'm out of stam. Alright, let me regain some stam real quick. Oh, shit. It goes up pretty quick, actually. Okay. Let me try and grab it. Oh, I missed. Damn it. Where'd that other one go? There it is. Okay. Alright, grab. Yes! Okay, yeah. And once it grabbed, we actually do increase damage as we're biting it. So that's very cool. And I think... Let me see. Can I grab this again just so I can show the last little thing? No. Do I need to get a better angle? It definitely turns. It feels like it turns a lot better than the vanilla Mosa. It's still got a turning radius, don't get me wrong, but like, I mean, this is miles better than having to turn with a vanilla Mosa. So we've got it grabbed. If we end up deciding, hey, I don't actually care, you can actually press right click and it'll let it go. So yeah, just in case you end up grabbing something you don't mean to. Let me just go ahead and kill this guy. It's so good. Alright, I think the only other thing to note is that we do have a cosmetic roar. Well, hiss, actually. So if I hit control, you can see we just kind of hiss aggressively at everything around. Let me see if I can go back up here. Maybe it'll hear it better. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not as flashy as a roar, but I mean, I still like it. It feels very fitting for it. And then we just completely demolished that Mosa. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, I think that just about covers it. So, I mean, it's very, I don't want to say simple, because it's, I mean, it's very cool, but like it's pretty straightforward. We'll say that. It's a very straightforward Apex, in that it's just here to fuck shit up. So I think that'll just about wrap up what we have for attacks and abilities. The last thing I want to show off are the color regions for the EVO Mosa. I like doing this because I don't see many people doing it, and it's good for me when I want to know what colors I want to mutate where. And I'm going to be using Dino Depot again for this portion, mainly because trying to show anything off underwater sucks. From the blur to the fog to the tinting, it's just not worth it. So we'll start off by setting our Mosa all the way to color ID 36 on all the regions. This helps show any fixed regions and any regions that have some tinting, and you can kind of tell just going around, it's still very gray. It's definitely not the albino color that I've set it to. Especially this stripe along the top is just dark gray. The stripes that come up from the belly are white, so that's probably the true color, but it looks like there is going to be some gray tinting on some of the other regions. So first color region is color region 0. So I set these to red just for reference. And you can see, I mean, the main body. It's the bulk of the body. So this is going to be the main color you pick to do your template off of. And I mean, you can definitely still see, yeah, you can see that gray from the stripes mixing in. So it looks like it's tinting a little bit, but it is also much darker. So next up, we've got color region 2, which again I've set to red. And I'll be honest, I am actually not sure where this is. I know it's on the stand, so it's possible it might be the belly. But even looking at kind of getting close, I don't see any red tinting. The only thing I can think is maybe it's this color and it's just the shading. And I tried doing this underwater and I also wasn't able to tell, so I'm not sure. Maybe you'll be able to find out. And just let me know in the comments. Color region 4 is next, and it looks like it is the stripe up top. It's actually kind of hard to see. Yeah, the stripe and some of the specks. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. It's kind of hard to see because it is still mixed in with that dark gray. So it doesn't really look red. It's like got red, yeah, red specks along the dark gray again. Some of the freckles or spots you can kind of tell are red as well. So, I mean, yeah, this definitely this stripe though, for sure. Even if it is still kind of colored. The stripe and the spots, I should say, yeah. So last up is color region 5, which is, looks like it's some of the details. So you can actually see it right here along the tip. This is red, as well as along the eyes. The other thing I noticed is the stripes as well. So I think this may be more the underbelly. Still kind of hard to tell with the shading, so I don't know. But it's definitely the stripes at minimum, as well as some of the kind of details along the flippers here. So definitely a very subtle region, if anything. And I think that will just about wrap up the color regions. So, I mean, it's a little disappointing that it can't get this gray out too bad, and I still don't know what that one color region does, but I still think the model's cool, and I think we can definitely get some cool colors out of this during mutations. I think that means we can just go ahead and wrap it up. So, I mean, the model's absolutely beautiful. Even though it's still technically alpha, beta, I'm not sure what they're terming the mod release right now, I still think it's light years ahead of where the current vanilla Mosa is. I know that they've already announced about what's next for the Mosa, such as adding the platform saddle, and even adding some custom taming mechanics, so it's not just out-of-the-box trunk tame. But I don't see any reason why you shouldn't just go ahead and throw this mod into your standard playthroughs for anything that's going to be, or for any maps going to have an ocean like the island or the center. I mean, it's a TLC for the Mosa, and I think it adds a lot more utility and a beauty, honestly, to the Mosa than what we've got now. And I think with that, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.